Welcome to the Dragon's Den. My name is Leo Drake and thank you for spending part of your day with me. Please consider subscribing as it is free and don't be a John Doe. If you enjoy the video, click the like button and ring the notification bell to be notified when I post a new video. In this video, we are reviewing the film Se7en. I will be discussing the movie during this video, so consider this your one and only spoiler warning. So let's get to it. Se7en came out 30 years ago in 1995. It was directed by David Fincher and remains one of the most impactful films of all time. The tagline warns us, "Long is the way and hard that out of hell leads up to light." Morgan Freeman plays veteran detective Somerset, who is retiring at the end of the week. Brad Pitt plays Detective Mills, who is new to the city and the department. He is keen to impress and get stuck into their first case. The contradiction between the patient, studious veteran Somerset and the impulsive, at times reckless Mills is a brilliant dynamic for the investigation and this movie. On Monday, the detectives are called to a scene where a man has died suspiciously. The deceased is an obese man who is slumped over a kitchen table. The question is, was the man murdered or was his death natural? At the post-mortem, the doctor rules out poison, but Somerset theorises the mark on his head was the muzzle of a gun and he was forced to keep eating until he literally burst. With the case assigned to homicide, Somerset seeks to avoid the case. He is retiring and does not want to get involved in such a terrible and complex crime. Mills is desperate to take over the case, even though Somerset and the captain don't think he is ready. The captain forces Somerset to take the case, and things are about to get a lot worse. Tuesday, it is front page news that defence attorney Eli Gould has been found murdered in his office. The word greed has been left on the wall in blood and a pound of flesh cut from the victim to balance the scales. A photo of Gould's wife has also been tampered with and blood left around her eyes. Somerset revisits the previous crime scene and finds the word gluttony written in grease behind a refrigerator.
There are 7 deadly sins, Captain. Gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, pride, lust, envy.
Detective Mills' wife Tracy, played by Gwyneth Paltrow, invites Somerset to dinner at their apartment. The young couple are still adjusting to their new life in the city. The dinner is interrupted by a subway train that shakes the whole apartment, which leads to Somerset finding the humorous side to the situation. The detectives interview Gould's wife and she notices one of the paintings is upside down. On the back of the painting, someone has written, "Help me." They get fingerprints and have to wait for the computer to provide a match. On Thursday, the fingerprints are matched to a criminal who was gotten off by Eli Gould. The police attend in force and enter the flat where they get no response. Somerset does not think the man matches the killer's profile, as he is just a common criminal and not a serial killer. The police find Victor in bed. There are photos of him going back 1 year, although he is barely recognisable from the man in the earliest photo. Victor resembles a mummy, but when the police get closer, he is miraculously still alive, though he has chewed off his own tongue and his mind is mush. Outside the apartment, Mills scares off a member of the paparazzi. On Friday, Somerset has breakfast with Tracy, who confides she is pregnant and feeling lonely in the new city. Somerset says if she decides not to keep the child, never to tell Mills, but if she does keep the baby, to spoil it every chance she gets. With their main suspect just another victim, the investigation is going nowhere, so in desperation, Somerset does an illegal search for relevant library books and obtains a list that leads the detectives to a John Doe.
Excuse me, sir. Are you by any chance a serial killer?
The detectives knock on the door and don't receive an answer, though they spot a man walking towards the apartment. Before they can react, the man starts shooting at them before fleeing. Mills pursues John Doe, played by Kevin Spacey, outside. He catches up to the killer in an alley, but it is John Doe who has Mills at gunpoint before Somerset arrives on the scene. They return to the apartment, but Somerset warns they have no legal reason for being there. But Mills is hurt and angry, so he breaks down the door before paying a homeless person to act as a concerned citizen for probable cause. The police search the flat and find 2,000 handwritten notebooks along with photos and a telephone. The killer calls to congratulate the detectives on coming so close to catching him. The forensics team can't find a single fingerprint in the apartment, and John Doe's identity remains a mystery for now. On Saturday, one of the photos in the apartment leads the detectives to a murder in the red light district. John Doe had forced a client to have sex with an escort wearing a tool to inflict harm.
This isn't going to have a happy ending.
On Sunday, John Doe calls in to report another murder. This time he has cut the nose off a girl to spite her face and offered her the opportunity to live by calling the police or to end her life by taking pills. I was wondering if this murder really represented pride, as it feels more like vanity. However, in the history of the 7 deadly sins, it was listed as pride or vainglory, and I found the following definition: excessive pride in oneself or one's achievements, excessive vanity. So pride does work, although this death is perhaps the briefest in the film, and maybe that is because it is the weakest, or perhaps John Doe has had to speed up his work due to the investigation. A bloody John Doe hands himself in.
Looking for me.
John Doe has been regularly cutting off his fingertips so he does not leave prints. He has no history or background. John Doe speaks with his lawyer, who offers a plea deal. John claims there are a further 2 bodies which the police will never find unless they accept his offer to take Mills and Somerset to where the bodies are. If they refuse, John Doe will plead insanity and has a good chance of avoiding jail. If the detectives accept, John Doe agrees to write a full confession. The detectives are wary of the unpredictable and dangerous John Doe, but they are backed into a corner.
Let's finish it.
The detectives drive out of the city with John Doe in the back seat. There are no other police around as per the killer's instruction, but a police helicopter keeps track of them in the air.
Where are we heading? We'll see.
Mills thinks John Doe is insane for killing innocent people, but John Doe does not believe the people he killed were innocent at all. The obese man who had no self-control, the defence attorney who helped criminals escape justice, the woman who was so ugly on the inside she could not live without being beautiful on the outside, a prostitute and a criminal, these are the individuals Mills calls innocent.
Realize, Detective, the only reason that I'm here right now is that I wanted to be.
John Doe riles up Mills by reminding him that he let him live in the alley when he could have killed him. The car stops in the middle of nowhere, fields spread out all around, and a series of pylons means the police helicopter cannot get too close. John Doe begins to lead the detectives to where the bodies are hidden when a van starts coming down the road. Mills remains with John Doe as Somerset intercepts the van. The driver claims he has been paid to bring a package for Detective Mills.
I saw you with the box. What was in the box?
John Doe confesses that he is envious of Detective Mills and his beautiful wife Tracy. Somerset races back to his partner, and John Doe reveals he visited Tracy before handing himself in and killed her out of envy.
What's in the fucking box?
Mills does not want to believe it, but the look on Somerset's face tells him everything. When John Doe says Tracy begged for her life and that of her unborn child, which Mills did not know about, the detective kills John Doe out of wrath and completes the murderer's work. 7 deadly sins, 7 murders in 7 days. This movie is masterfully directed by David Fincher. It is gritty and at times repulsive. Many of the murders are brutal and remain with the audience long after the end credits. John Doe is patient, prolonging his victim's agony. He enjoys his work and shows no regret or compassion. The story is so well told, with a constant mystery that comes full circle and provides one of the best endings to any movie ever made. I give 7 5 stars out of 5. Thank you for watching. What sin do you most suffer from? I think mine is probably pride. Leave suggestions on what I should review next in the comments down below. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, give it a like and share it. I'm looking to post a new video every Monday, so be sure to come back for that and click the link on screen to watch another of my videos. Until next time, hoorah!